The new M5 Touring. Oh, how long we've waited to say those words. It's a 110 grand, 727 horsepower über-Wagon, and if you're going to get one, you need these wheels, those seats, and this paint, because it's just stunning.
So if you're not a German touring car obsessive, then allow me to explain why this is one of the most drooled over cars of 2024. Basically, an M5 Touring is one of those forbidden fruit cars that BMW blows very hot and cold on. The first M5 from 1984 was only available as a saloon. The follow-up E34 model did morph into a touring. It was actually M's last hand-built car, but only 891 were produced. So, when it was replaced by arguably the greatest all-round M5 ever, the V8 E39, BMW refused to build a wagon version. That car was replaced by the wild V10 M5, which revved to 8,250 RPM. Obviously, such a highly strung, racy engine would be a ridiculous choice for a family estate, so BMW built it. But it didn't sell well. There are actually fewer E61 M5 Tourings in the world than there are Ferrari F40s. And that must have upset BMW, because it didn't build any touring versions of either of the twin-turbo M5s that followed it in 2011 and 2017. But it must have got jealous of Audi and AMG hogging all that super estate car spotlight, because for 2024, the M5 Estate has returned.
Now, normally I'd start with the 700 horsepower at that end, but because this is the Touring, let's start with the 500 litres at this end. Here's the boot. We'll flip the seats down in a minute, but you can see you've got some extra storage down there, somewhere to put the annoying, cumbersome load cover thing. And there's nets, there's levers to fold all this down. Your dog's going to be very happy in there, aren't they? Just put the tailgate down, because something that's gone on the M5 Touring. You see up here? There's no button to click open the glass anymore. Tourings for so long have had this trademark feature of a split tailgate, but BMW stopped doing it now because they're saying, well, you, the end user, you're not using it, it's no point to having it, and it's heavy and complicated and expensive to make. I don't know, I think a lot of photographers in particular love that. I mean, did you like that feature? And do you think BMW should have got rid of it? Yeah, I thought so. Now, here's a practical feature down here as well. Look how they've split the design of the diffuser down here, so you've got room in the middle to fit a tow bar should you want to tow your outdoor lifestyle equipment or your horse. That makes this an ultimate practical driving machine. Now, normally I wouldn't spend much time showing you the back seats of a car, but this is meant to be the ultimate family wagon, so I think it's worth having a look at what we find back here, and what we find is, well, loads of space. There should be. This is an enormous car after all, but I've just put the driver's seat in my 6-foot driving position. I've matched the passenger seat to it, and look, tons of legroom and footroom, and actually lots of light as well, because you get a glass roof as standard. And that's because BMW can't find, apparently, a carbon fibre supplier who will give them a piece of carbon fibre big enough to do a normal M carbon roof. So you get a great big window instead. So what have you got to play with back here? Well, you can play with poking the passenger in front of you, because the seat has a hole in it, so you can jab it in the back of the neck. And when you get bored of that, there's a mounting point here and a socket for a screen, so you can have your own infotainment mounted there. There's an absolutely massive speaker, bigger than my entire hand. So the sound system should be pretty awesome, and there's a touchscreen interface down here with heated seat and HVAC controls. Seats feel comfortable, and this is very waxy, expensive feeling leather. It smells very posh as well. And let's just do the practicality thing. If I reach over here, spring-loaded seat folds down very easily, and we'll drop the middle one as well just to show you. So yeah, the seats don't fold completely flat, but come on, this is a 110, 120 grand über-Wagon. It's not going to be being used as a builder's van. I think for most people, most of the time, for what this kind of car is used for, it's more than practical enough. Now, this is the first M5 Touring we've had to play with for 14 years, but it's the first M5 ever, as you can see from our handy prop, to have one of these. It's a plug-in hybrid now. It's got up to 43 miles of claimed electric range, but really the whole battery hybrid gubbins is there to supplement the engine and give it massive performance with a low CO2 figure. If you want to know all about the tech behind that and how they've squeezed it into the M5, then click up here for our full video on the Saloon. Oh, actually, we don't need to do that, do we? Because we've already driven a prototype one of these on the road. Cue the film.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kew. Yes, I'm here in Wales and I can confirm I've now driven the new M5 Saloon, which is the one over there, and this, the new M5 Touring. And the big question is, are they that different to drive? Well, there are hardware differences. This has got a different rear axle. It weighs about 60 to 70 kilograms more, but to be honest, it's such a tank already. It's a 2.5-ton car that honestly, you're not gonna feel those extra kilograms, especially when you've got so much power to play with. 727 brake horsepower, 1,000 Newton meters of torque. And what I really enjoyed was the interplay between the electric motor and the V8. So you've got that lovely, silky, punchy takeoff with the E-motor, and then the woofly V8 takes over from there. Of course, it's a BMW M car, so you've got a baffling array of parameters to play with. You can pretty much fiddle about with any dynamic parameter on this car, and you've also now got a hybrid button to play with 5 different modes for the powertrain. So you can have it in EV only, you can have it in an e-charge mode where it tops up the battery, you can have the standard hybrid mode, dynamic, or dynamic plus, which is designed to drain the full battery and will give you 2 flat out laps of the Nordschleife. These conditions, they haven't been great today. Lots and lots of rain, very slippery roads, but even so, you can feel a little bit of that BMW M magic in the chassis and the way it's set up. The steering, lovely, just off center, feels really alert and really precise, and then you've got all this stability and all this grip, even though, as I say, the roads were streaming wet. Now, of course, we need to get this on a racetrack and we need to hoon it about to really peel back those layers, to really find out what it's like on and over the limit, and we will do that soon, I assure you. And don't get me wrong, I realise that the M5, especially the M5 Touring, isn't supposed to be a track car. If that's your bag, you probably want an M3 Touring, but it's nice to know that it can do stuff like this. I'll tell you what this car is. If you need something for a business meeting, if you're late for a business meeting in the morning, you've got a track day at lunchtime, and then you need to take the kids to football practice with all their mates and all their kit, this could be the car for you. And with that, back to the studio.
So how many of these things are they actually going to sell? Because super fast super wagons are always one of those things that people cry out and demand for, and then you wonder how many of them actually go out and put their money where their mouth is. Well, you see, the thing is, in Germany, BMW reckons they'll sell more M5 Tourings than M5 Saloons. Because this one is going stateside to the US of A, the Americans are frothing for it, and in the UK, here, BMW is pleasantly surprised by demand for the smaller M3 Touring. So there you have it. Wagons, supposed to be killed off years ago by the SUV, still got plenty of life left in them. So we've had to wait a long old while for a new M5 Touring, but it's here at last, and the timing couldn't be better, could it? Because the opposition has, well, it's run away. There's no new AMG E63 estate yet. Porsche has killed the Panamera Sport Turismo, shame. And the Audi RS6, well, it's great, but it's getting into final edition run-out model territory. So is this then by default the new ultimate super wagon of choice? Well, it might be a bit early to say, and after all, this is hugely heavy and complicated, but I think you'll agree the world is just a better place when there are more super wagons in it.